I am seeing so many people absolutely suffer with seasonal allergies right now. I just had to sit down and make this video and give you my home remedies and herbal treatments to reverse seasonal allergies. So I too used to suffer with seasonal allergy symptoms. They are terrible, but I have had zero seasonal allergy symptoms for at least 10 years since implementing these steps myself, and I've shared them with hundreds of clients as well to successfully reverse their seasonal allergies. If you're new here, my name is Rachel Pellison. I'm a registered dietitian, an herbalist, a somatic practitioner, and an intuitive energy healer. So, first we have to think about what is causing the seasonal allergies. The pollen comes in the air, there's particles in the air, we breathe them in, they get into the sinuses, and then the immune system overreacts, over responds, has a big histamine response. And that's where we get the coughing, sneezing, congestion, post-nasal drip, inflamed, itchy eyes, and for some people, it can even get as bad as wheezing and shortness of breath. And if you have underlying asthma, it can certainly trigger those asthma symptoms. So it's very uncomfortable and it's very treatable. The question is, why is the immune system overreacting? And the reason that you won't hear many other places is because there is an underlying low-grade strep infection in the sinuses. So there's a bit of strep bacteria that's hanging out in the sinuses all the time. The body's kind of working, the immune system is already there working all the time, trying to keep this strep bacteria at bay. And then it's already kind of working overtime, and then you throw some pollen in there, and it's just this huge overreaction. The body just goes into overdrive trying to kick all this stuff out. So we need to treat the underlying strep infection, and that is going to knock out the seasonal allergies. So if you're deep in seasonal allergy season already, start right now. Don't wait. This is also something that's ideal to start before the allergy season if you historically have allergies so that you don't have such a bad season when you get in. So the top herbs for healing seasonal allergies: nettle, Eyebright, Elderflower, lemon balm, and rose hips. I also, for the underlying strep, so those are going to be more of your antihistamine, immune supporting, anti-inflammatory herbs. And then we also have herbs to help treat the strep more aggressively. So those would be things like golden seal, olive leaf, and cat's claw. You may also want to consider some immune support supplements like zinc and vitamin C are very helpful, and also spirulina, which you can take as a powder or in a capsule. So if I were coming into allergy season, knew I historically had significant seasonal allergies, I would be drinking a blend of nettle, eyebright, elderflower, lemon balm, and rosehip tea. And what you want to do is take 1 tablespoon of each of those herbs, put it into about 4 cups of boiling water, and allow that to have a nice long steep. So at least about 8 hours. You can do a little bit longer, a little shorter, but that long steep is going to extract the most nutrients from the plant. We call this an infusion in herbalism. It's just a long steeping tea. So I would drink 2 to 4 cups of that every single day. Okay, so it's the 5 tablespoons of herbs in 4 cups of water. Drink 2 to 4 cups of that every single day to bring down that histamine reaction. And then I would be dosing golden seal, olive leaf, and cat's claw as tinctures. You can do olive leaf and cat's claw as tea, but I would keep your tea. This is just what I would do. You can take the herbs however you want. Nettle and eyebright, you can also get, and lemon balm as tinctures. But I like to do a combination of the tea and the tinctures, just my personal preference. And then I would be mixing in a good dose of zinc under the tongue and a vitamin C in the mix as well, and also consuming about 6 capsules of spirulina or 1.5 teaspoons per day. When you're dosing, I with tinctures typically start with a smaller dose, especially if you know that you're sensitive, and then you gradually work your way up. The standard dose for most tinctures is 2 droppers not the full dropper if you squeeze the top, just as much as will fill up from squeezing the top of it. So about 2 droppers full, 2 to 3 times per day. And again, you do that based on your own tolerance and how well you know you can, how sensitive you know you are to any kind of supplements, medications, herbs, foods, etc. Golden seal is one of those very strong herbs that you're going to want to pulse. So you would take it for 2 weeks, take a break for 2 weeks, and take it for another 2 weeks. The olive leaf and cat's claw you can take continuously through the allergy season. Some foods that are helpful, raw honey, local raw honey, because you're going to be giving yourself a micro dose of the pollen that's native to your area. And so that micro dose can be helping to desensitize the immune system to overreacting to that particular pollen. The raw honey ideally is something you want to start beforehand. Once you're in full-blown allergies, it might be too late for the raw honey to really do its job, but drink your 2 to 4 cups of infusion tea with some raw honey in it. It can't hurt. It gives you other immune stimulating benefits. Raw honey is a food I consume every day. So it can't hurt to throw that in there and then keep it going once the allergy season is over. So hopefully you won't have it the following season. A couple other helpful foods are wild blueberries, cranberries, and broccoli. They all have nutritive and antihistamine effect. If you are seriously, seriously struggling with allergies and you're like, I need to do something immediately, if your allergy meds are not working, you could consider doing the golden seal shock therapy that is recommended by a medical medium, time T shock therapy, and propolis shock therapy. So those are therapies where we're taking higher doses of those herbs several times per day, usually every 3 hours, and you continue doing that for 3 to 5 days to help really knock out that strep and histamine reaction that's going on with the seasonal allergies. Okay, so with this in mind, what would a day of food look like if you're trying to knock out this seasonal allergies? Highly, highly recommend you start by eliminating dairy and gluten. Gluten feeds strep, so does dairy, and dairy is highly mucus forming. So if you're dealing with any inflammation, any congestion, post-nasal drip, dairy is going to exacerbate that like crazy. So cut the dairy and gluten out to the best of your ability. Um, and I always love everyone to start their day with the medical medium morning cleanse. So that would be lemon water, followed by your celery juice, and then a big smoothie, a 32-ounce smoothie. So that could be a smoothie of your choice, or certainly I highly recommend the heavy metal detox smoothie, and that is going to give you your dose of spirulina in there. After you have that, that typically takes a while to get all that food in, but then an adrenal snack is absolutely key. An hour or two after your smoothie, because you're going to get hungry again. You're going to use up all that food pretty quickly. And then lunchtime, a big salad, a big bed of greens, as much greens as you can get yourself to eat. We're ideally shooting for half to a pound of greens per day on the medical medium protocols. So that's where you're going to want to put your steamed potatoes on there, throw some sprouts, tomato, cucumbers, and then we know that broccoli is a powerful antihistamine food. So if you like raw broccoli, throw some raw broccoli on there. If you can't do raw broccoli, then just lightly steam it so it's still a little bit crunchy and then throw that on your salad as well. Afternoon, do an adrenal snack. Highly recommend making a cranberry water and drinking your cranberry water. So you've got pretty much your fluids covered for the day. Lemon water, tea, your smoothie, and cranberry water and celery juice. That's all you need to drink for the day. Obviously, you can have some plain water if you like, but you're pretty good on fluids once you hit that. So your adrenal snack in the afternoon, I will link the cranberry water that I love to make. In my bio, you can use fresh cranberries or you can use frozen cranberries if it is not cranberry season. And typically in the spring, you're not going to find fresh cranberries. Then for dinner, you could have a loaded stuffed sweet potato with some teriyaki vegetables. So I like to use cocoa aminos. You can lightly saute, maybe some broccoli, peppers, and onions, a little garlic. You can water saute if you're staying fat-free, or you can use a little toasted sesame oil is absolutely delightful, or a little bit of olive oil to lightly saute those veggies. Throw some sprouts on top. We always want to be getting more leafy greens. And then for dessert, make yourself a delightful nice cream. So if you go this route with this food, you're getting all the healing foods for the allergies. If you're not there yet with the full-on medical medium protocol, that's totally fine. Do what you can. Try to eliminate or reduce the gluten and dairy to the best of your ability. Focus on getting a bunch of fruit, bunch of broccoli in. Get yourself at least a cup or two of wild blueberries per day. Every little bit goes a long way. I've seen people reverse allergies without going to through the full medical medium protocol, but the more you do it, the better the results you're going to get and the better you're going to feel all around. Um, so yeah, seasonal allergies are absolutely reversible, and it's not something that you have to suffer and struggle with. So I will also link my favorite suppliers for herbs. If you're going with loose leaf herbs, I love Mountain Rose herbs. They are the best online ordering quality. If you can find a local herbalist who's growing herbs, absolutely go that route. If you grow your own herbs at all, wonderful. Um, what else am I promising you? And if you want to do tea bags, you're going to get a much better value if you use loose leaf herbs. But if you're going the route of tea bags, then Traditional Medicinals is one of the best companies for organic tea bags. And in terms of tinctures, Vimergy is top notch for your herbal tinctures. But you can also make your own tinctures at home. And for a absolute fraction, I'm telling you, 90% less than what the Vimergy tinctures cost. So I have a course for that. It's only $37. You can learn to make your own herbal tinctures at home, and they only cost you about $2, $3 a bottle. And that includes if you purchase the bottle, which are about $1 a piece or so. So that's another option if you want to make your own herbal tinctures at home. They're absolutely wonderful, super high quality. You can make them very potent, and you can set up in 10 minutes, clean up in 10 minutes, and then you've got a year's supply of absolutely fabulous quality herbal tinctures to take at home to knock out your seasonal allergies and to share with your friends and family. All right, if you have questions, please drop them below. I will follow up personally and answer your questions. And if you're looking for assistance in your healing journey, if you have got more than seasonal allergies, if um, you want a personalized support through reversing your health symptoms, that is what I do. That is my specialty. I've been working with medical medium information for over 8 years, just about 8.5 years now. Um, and it is absolutely possible to reverse most health symptoms. And in the process, also find your purpose in life. Find your soul purpose, find your spiritual path. So my programs are all about using the food and the herbal protocols to help heal your body. And in that process, understanding that the symptoms that come up through your body are messengers for you. They are part of your spiritual awakening. And as we go through that awakening process and we heal our body, new doors open and new opportunities come forward for us. And when we answer the call, our soul purpose will come, our life purpose will show up, and the fulfillment, the joy, the blessings, the miracles that come when we follow our soul path is really the best part of healing your physical body, your vessel, so that you have the capacity and the power to follow your dreams and to follow your true path. So it's physical work, and it's also the emotional, spiritual aspects of healing that lead us towards living the life of our desires. So it is absolutely my honor and privilege to share this information with you. And if you are looking for support, again, check the links below, because all of my offerings are linked there. All right, I am sending you so much love and holding the vision that your seasonal allergies are going to completely clear. And thank you for being here.